Welcome back to another video. It's the T on NPD and relationships. Hello, everyone. To all of my new subscribers and new family members, hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, fam. You know I'm always loving to plug that Thursday. Yes, indeed. That Thursday night live stream. Listen, this is where we go into that space of healing, wholeness, and boldness. I'd love to see you there. I want to personally invite you to that Thursday night live stream. This is where we get into the meat of the matter, the crux of the conversation. I'd love to see you there. 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Thursday nights. This is where we go live. All right, fam? And also, too, I want to make sure I let you all know, yes, I'm still on that like button. Y'all, hit that like button. Hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that like button. Hit that like button for me, okay? Hit it for your girl. Can y'all hit the like button for me? Listen, one time, two times, every time for your girl. Please make sure that you hit the like button. The goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes if you're rocks with your girl. Hit that like button, okay? All right, y'all. And then also, if you are looking for a life coach, my information is pinned in the description. In the description below. Last but certainly not least, yes, let's talk about it. Listen, I'd love for you to pick up your copy of my first book collaborative effort, Seduced by Satan. It is pinned in the description below. Listen, this right here is based on a true story. There is nothing fictional about this book. Okay, this book is based on a true story. This is where you all get to see how these birds get down in situations with multiple supplies all at one time. It's a page turner. It's a jaw dropper. It's a showstopper. Pick up your copy today. Grab a copy for yourself and someone else. All right, recommend it to your book club. All right, y'all, let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to get into it. I want to talk about because it's asked. I was asked. Okay, so Telsha, let me just ask a question. I have actually I think I pretty much exposed the narcissists. Do I really have to worry about them coming back? Do I really have to worry about them coming back? I think I pretty much did it. Yeah, I think I did. Want to know the answer to that question. Okay, so I'm going to talk about once you expose a narcissist, do you have to worry about them, or will they come back after they have been exposed? That's a great question. Let's get into it. Well, I want to talk about the fact that you are dealing with a creature that is very supply driven. Okay. And when I say very supply driven, what that means is basically they are parasites. They feed off of your emotion, your energy. They very much need other people. Okay, in order to survive in this said world. When it comes to, food, water, and all of that kind of stuff is very important for all of us. But narcissists also need other people to survive. These are very codependent individuals, plain and simple. So I think sometimes when we are looking at the word exposed, sometimes we may think something is exposure, or we are basically putting it out there. Let me just go ahead and put your secret all the way out there. Let me go ahead and let everybody know exactly what I know about you. Well, I think sometimes we don't understand that narcissists don't have the same thought pattern and process that we do at times. They don't have the same thought pattern, process, and all of those different things at times. Okay, so what that means is this. Whenever they're going to pretty much think opposite of you. Okay. So if you're thinking that I'm going to expose this narcissist, I'm going to basically put all of their tea out there. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. There are certain things that you can say about a narcissist that you think is the tea. And you basically putting it out there that a narcissist just really don't care about. They'll be like, I don't even care about that. That don't even matter to me. Because a lot of times, and if you think back on the relationship itself, a lot of the times stuff that y'all got into it about that you thought was just like mind blowing, the narcissist was sitting there like, yeah, like, why is that a problem? Yeah, like, why are you talking about that? That's crazy to me. So when you talk about exposing them, to what degree is going to determine whether they see it, first of all, as exposure, and second of all, is it to the degree that they're never going to come back to you if you are primary supply? Because I'm gonna be honest, y'all know I like to keep it a thou out. Whenever you're dealing with a narcissist, you got to do something pretty bad, first of all, to make them forsake that primary supply. Like to say, I'm never going back to that person. Like, yeah, it's over. Like, it's a wrap on this. So you got to do something pretty bad to make them feel like that. So when you say, or when the question is asked, once you expose a narcissist, are they going to come back after being exposed? To what degree did you expose them? What did you say? What did you do? Who did you say it to? What was it said about the narcissist? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain it from the space of what is and what isn't. Okay? What you probably won't see them come back after, and what probably you will see them come back after. Okay? So let's put it like this. For you to talk about the narcissist, because this is the main thing. People will say, I'm going to expose you as a cheater and a liar. Okay. That's kind of messing with their reputation. It is. That's messing with their self-image. But they can lie and clean that up. Okay? They can lie, or they'll have other people around them to kind of vouch for them, to lie for them too. So that's not really a horrible thing. So if you say, well, you lied, I'm going to tell people that you're a liar, that you're a cheater. And they're like, okay, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, it's not true. They'll say, oh, that's not true, because they're always going to say, oh, that's not true. If you're going to tell lies like that, blah, 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 that's what they'll say. But they know it's true, and they know that they're a liar and a cheater, and, they just going to do that. But they have been challenged like that before. Like, you probably not the first person that told them that. And probably not going to be the last one. So that type of stuff right there is not going to really get their attention, like, oh, they need to do something about it. So if you tell them that I'm going to expose you, for the liar and the cheater that you are, and basically you're going to expose them for that, and you're going to leave, and your primary supply, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to really make them mad, okay? And at this point, your primary supply, but they're not going to just try to get you back because they want that supply from you. They're going to try to get you back because they want vindication. They want to torture the mess out of you. They want to vindicate themselves. They want to punish you for what you've done. So because that's like some baby stuff to a narc. That's not really like character damaging. Like, it is character damaging, but they'll just tell a lie to cover your lie. That's not really, you say I'm a liar and a cheater. You don't have no receipts. You don't have no proof. Where you going to get the proof at? Even if you do have proof, they'll just lie and say, no, that wasn't me. Or that's, So you're going to make them upset. You are absolutely going to do that. And Will they come back after that? Probably. Yeah. Because they want vindication. It's not necessarily that they want you back as supply. They're going to use you as supply. But they're going to do that love bomb and that future faking just to get you back, to punish the mess out of you. I know some of y'all probably done been through that whole situation. You probably going to drop a comment below and talk about how that clown just really, how they got down with that situation. It was really, really crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so you may have a situation where you're like, okay, maybe you're not saying that they're a liar and a cheater, but maybe you're saying that, hey, not only like you caught them in a whole, like a scandal type situation, and you're going to expose that. Like maybe they had a raid going on somewhere. The narcissist got caught up in a situation either on their job or in the community, and something happened, and maybe the narcissist had to go answer some questions to the authorities, or maybe they went, they might have got locked up for a little while. And you say, you know what? I'm gonna tell everybody what you did. I'm gonna put it out there, because this is what you get when you treat people low down. And why would you do this to me? I was good to you. I did this, I did that. You're just telling the narcissist, all of those different things. It just depends, even in that situation, if it was something long time ago, that narcissist ain't thinking about that. They like, you could tell everybody you want. That's part of my past. And guess what? That wasn't my fault anyway. Even though it was their fault. They was a part of that whole situation. It was a whole thing. It was a thing, y'all. It was a thing. Okay? And they was a part of that thing. If it was a long time ago and you primary supply, you good supply, yeah, that probably ain't gonna be enough to make them not come back. To be honest, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a thou wow. Probably not gonna be enough to make them not come back. Now, here's the deal. If you are exposing something, most of the time, if a narcissist can lie their way out of it, and you good primary supply, and you call yourself exposing them, your type of supply is gonna beat that exposure any day if they can beat the rap, or they can basically lie over you exposing them, if that makes sense. So if your supply is good enough where they just like, I don't care what you say, I like the way you treat me. I like the way you allow me to abuse and misuse you. You got resources. You have finances. You got people in places that I could use. Like, I really can't see my life without you. Period. You're gonna have to do a whole lot to make them not want to reach back out. Period. Okay? You're gonna have to do a whole lot. You're going to have to basically put yourself in a situation where you are bringing them out as in something that is shameful. Like, they got into it in a situation where they caused somebody to get hurt, or they themselves hurt someone else. And basically it's frowned upon, it's looked upon, badly in society. It causes their integrity to be brought into question. Not something that they don't went to, already had the answer for. But this is now this is a character thing. Okay? This is a character thing. Now, if you are exposing something like this, questioning their sexuality even, yeah, that could or could not. But most of the time when you say something like that, yeah, that's going to be a bad situation right there. When you bring things like that into question, or they could be a part of something that is very real and right now in the now, and it's going to cause their immediate circle to look at them a type of way, that right there is probably going to get you a no contact. That and that probably only. Any other thing other than this right here, that what I'm telling you, exposing them ain't going to make them be like, no, I ain't never coming back. You're going to have to cause them you're going to have to cause them to really be questioned and to be shamed and embarrassed, like something that has happened right now in the now. Not something that they did months and months and years ago. No, this going to have to be some fresh stuff for a narcissist that is going to affect their ability to get supply right now. Right now. That's about the only way that you're going to be able to expose these clowns and they not going to come back. Other than that, your idea of exposure is sometimes and oftentimes very different from a narcissist's idea of exposure. I mean, that's just plain and simple. It is what it is. People think because they expose a narcissist that a narcissist will not come back. That's just simply not true. It's just simply not true. You got to remember that the way you think and the way they think is two totally different things. Remember, they told you they don't think like everybody else and they are not like everybody else. They meant that. They meant that. So I hope this helps. But listen, don't bank on them. Don't bank on what they, them is thinking that you trying to expose them. They're not going to come back. Be ready for a Hoover at any time. All right, fam? Y'all take really good care of yourselves, all right? I'll see y'all on the next video, fam. And I'll see you healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.